The year 1920 has wrapped up. What a crazy year it's been. I've got just a couple thoughts. Let's end the year thinking. I'm a teacher, it's what I do. Let's do it. Hey everybody, so this is my band room. Currently empty at the moment because at the start of every summer, the end of the school year, I have to take everything out so they can wax the floors or just put it essentially in the front foyer of the school for a little while. But generally there's the band room. I've got an office there. I've got some instrument storage there. And then behind this whiteboard, there's a little rehearsal room. So this was gonna be a great year in the band program. We were going to take a field trip. We were gonna go international this year, and we were gonna head to New Orleans. COVID-19 struck, that gets canceled. For junior highs, we were going to do Edmonton, Calgary, the National Music Center, all kinds of cool stuff. COVID-19 strikes, it gets canceled. So we got to thinking a little bit about what next year could potentially look like in a band program in general, across this province, across the country, as various places are entering different stages of reopening. Our school board is going to make, Alberta Health is going to make a really kind of set in stone decision August 1st. Our division then will put in some guidelines into what the new school year is going to look like for everybody. What it's starting to look like right now, unfortunately, is that guidelines are out there from Alberta Health talking about singing and playing wind instruments is not going to be allowed for a while, which I totally understand, I get, and I respect. Breathing, spit, all kinds of stuff happening there. But that makes life a little bit interesting for band teachers. So I've been doing some thinking, some brainstorming, and this is all contingent on what next year is going to look like. But there's possibilities. The biggest thing is I need to make sure that the students that want to be in the band room are in a band class and they're signed up for it, no matter what it might look like. So if the guidelines are in place where people can't play a wind instrument right away, fair enough. Students will still sign up for band, and I hope, I haven't talked about this with my admin yet or anything, but I would like to see things like where I can offer options to students that are in the band classes for a while at least until we're allowed to play wind instruments. So options could be things like full group percussion ensemble music. There's nothing in the guidelines talking about no percussion instruments played because you're not using your breath. You're hitting things. I'm a drummer. I hit stuff for a living. So we could do full group percussion stuff. We could do bucket drumming stuff. I have equipment for a full marching percussion section. Snare drums, bass drums, tris, quads, stuff like that. We could do that. I could do things like exploring music tech a little bit with the students. We could do recording using GarageBand. I've got set up for potentially some beginner DJ mixing and learning how to manipulate music that way. We could do things like an introduction to songwriting, where if they're going to be singing to try and learn some singing, I can send students to various places in the school, kind of isolated. We can do that with some guitars that we have available. We won't sing in a full group at all or near each other, but we could talk about how songs are written and constructed and start building that way. We could explore some theory and history concepts. That's in the curriculum. It's got to get done somehow. We could talk about, a brief look at some careers in music. What, besides all of the innate benefits that taking band gives you, things like initiative and teamwork and all the stuff that employers look for, what are some actual careers that you can have with exploring music in a post-secondary level. There's a lot of options without playing our instruments. And we were also talking as a division, the band teachers, just throwing around some ideas like students can still take instruments home. They can keep them at home. They can be practicing at home. They can be recording themselves, playing at home. They can send me clips of them recording. We can look at some pieces where they record their parts and I can put their parts together in a digital format somehow. So there's definitely still possibilities, but things are still up in the air. It's crazy to think that next year is going to look so different than what we know and what we love. The band students here at my school are phenomenal. A great group of people. I miss having people in this room with me in here. But next year's coming, September's coming. I hope that we're all still in the building at least, and I get to see their faces. Yeah, so that's the band room. Some thoughts for next year. Who knows? So this is my classroom where I teach my non-band classes. Next school year, 2021, I'm going to have grade 7 language arts. I'm going to have grade 9 language arts. I've got some senior high drama, grade 10 to 12 drama. And a lot of that will happen in this classroom here. The drama room potentially might be the band room, but that's always up in the air too. And again, just thinking about what next year could potentially look like. Is it going to be business as usual? Is it going to be we can only have a max of 15 people in each class? So then therefore, do we have to split our whole student body in half, have an A day and a B day, and half the students come on A days, the other half come on B days? There's a lot of things to potentially think about in here. Are students going to have to be separated by 2 meters with their desks? So that definitely leaves some considerations for just the space in this classroom in general. This year in this room, I had grade 7 language arts. I had grade 7 math as well. And I did some drama stuff in here as well, because this right over here is a big removable wall, and the classroom on the other side of this removable wall was empty. So I figured, why not open the wall, have the 2 full classes, lots of space. So yeah, I did some drama in here as well because the space allowed for it. The students were phenomenal as always in this room. Definitely feel like I was robbed of time getting to know these people this year. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much connection that can happen online. Definitely became a Google Classroom power user. What I ended up doing was usually kind of assigning my math lesson, recording my math lesson, and assigning the practice questions at the start of the week each week. And then midway through, I would post some language arts stuff, trying to space out the work there a little bit for them throughout the week. Had some successes with Google Classroom, had some struggles with Google Classroom. The biggest struggle is, as you know, just not being able to see their faces. I had set office hours each day where I would be at my computer for sure, ready to chat on Google Hangout, or answer emails or phone calls. However students or parents needed to get in touch with me, they could make sure that they did that definitely in my office hours. I was ready and able to help. And I had a few people take me up on that on a pretty regular basis, which was excellent. The other struggle was, as time went on, students kind of fell by the wayside a little bit, which, fair enough. Crazy time dealing with things at home. Parents are trying to work and support their children in schoolwork, and I totally get it. That is such a challenge. So there were a few students that, as time went on, fell by the wayside a little bit, and definitely missed communicating with those students. I obviously wish the best for them for next year. Yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle just because some of the concepts near the end of the year, they missed, essentially. But we just want them to do the best that they can next year. This year, grade 7's in here. They were awesome. Here's looking at 2021. All the teachers out there, we're all in this together. Keep your head up. Get in touch with me. Leave a comment below if you've got ideas for what the classroom could potentially look like next year. Band teachers, let's talk. Let's look at what our band classes are going to look like at the start of next year with this pandemic. Get in touch with me. I'm here for you. Remember, y'all, we're all in this together.